radio, building dreams and achieving more, telling it just like it is. Most of all, keeping it real. Are you ready for real talk? Changing lives and communities. Real talk. Saving all our families. Real talk. Bringing hope for you and me. Real talk. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio.
Well, good morning and welcome to the Real Talk with Judy live radio show. I am Dr. Judy, your radio host, and I am so glad that you tuned in to another hour of the Real Talk with Judy live radio show. Do me a favor, go ahead and tag, share, get others on. We have a very important show today with this Christmas time and these holidays and so many things just getting out of the way. Y'all sure, did y'all see where those people were stealing off the porch from Amazon and then reselling it? Some smart criminals. But they did it.
No, they were bold criminals.
Oh, they were
not very smart.
They were definitely bold, Miss Sharon. They were bold criminals. Let me say it because they know everybody got a doorbell. So, but we're going to talk. We're going to get into that in just a few moments. Have some very, very important, knowledgeable, experienced people who can help us look at all of this and also have a way that you can get involved to really help deter this and to help us better safeguard our community and your home too, as when you're gone, or your neighborhood or your child or your grandmother. We're going to get into this. Okay, but you are tuned into the only radio show that believes that you are your own hero. You are your own hero. There is a hero on the inside of you. And regardless of the value that anyone else put on you, don't you ever take away that 14 karat gold platinum star that you are. So we're here to motivate you and make an indelible impact upon your life. So while we're doing that, if you would, go ahead, tag, share. If you're on the radio and you're driving, you can't do that, perhaps, unless you can't do that. Okay, don't do that. But get everybody on here so we can have a good, safe holiday and a good, better 2026 as far as crime is concerned. So in order to do that, you need to see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. And that's Real Talk. So again, I am Dr. Judy, your Real Talk host, and y'all know my mom been dead. Yes, my mom passed September 18th, but she's always gonna get some prop on this show because she's the reason I am who I am. She and my dad, they are the reason I am who I am. We got a mental health counselor here, so she'll probably tell me, "That's good, Judy. Get it out. Don't ever stop for that. That's good." So y'all think I brought her on here for me, don't you? I know y'all. Not unless Sharon brought her on for me.
I brought her on for everybody.
Oh, okay. I feel better now. But thank you, those of you who tuned in by radio, Facebook Live, YouTube, Instagram. Thank you so very much for allowing me to come back to you. I must give kudos to my husband, to the Gerald Mandrell, who allowed me to do whatever I want to do. And it's the reason why I do everything that I do in this community, because he pushes me, he encouraged me. So to my amazing husband, thank you so very much. And to Priscilla, my production team, thank you, Priscilla, for making sure we get these flyers out and everything. Thank you so very much for helping me to do that. So you matter to me. All of you who tuned in, those of you who will tune in, and those of you who will listen to this later, you matter to me. That's why I bring the shows that I bring on, because I have you in mind. My special guests today are three amazing people in our community, three amazing people who have done some incredible things. First, I have Miss Sharon O'Fani. and she is the executive director of the Big Bend Crime Solvers. That's Miss Sharon right there. Miss Sharon, say hello to the audience.
Hello, everyone.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get started. I promise you, she's gonna get started. Then we have Dr. Simone May. She's an associate professor at FSU, and she's also a mental health counselor. Dr. May, welcome to the Real Talk with Judy show.
A licensed mental health counselor.
Yeah.
Okay, she wants you. That is very important.
Yes,
That is very important,
Yes.
Ms. Sharon. Right, she's a licensed, she's certified
it is.
mental health counselor. We got some out there, they're kind of licensed.
That's right.
And we'll leave that alone. But and then we have Mr. Darian Davis, and y'all know he's been on this show several times because he's a man of wisdom. He's one of our great community leaders here in Leon County and abroad. But he's been on this show. He's done some wonderful things with our youth, and he's making an indelible impression. Darian, welcome to the Real Talk with you for the 5th time.
Thanks for having me again. You got me blushing on here.
You do so much, and you are a champion in this community. You really are. To young boys, I've seen you with the parents, the young girls, everybody. So
Right.
for Miss Sharon to have you working with her in the capacity that you are, I think we're gonna have a real good show, y'all. So before we get rolling, I'm gonna ask each of you for about 3 minutes to tell the audience something about you. I know some of them know you, and some of you don't. This show reaches all the way to Scotland, Miami. We have people in New York. We have people in Scotland, Italy. We have them all around, and that's because my sister, who lives in Scotland, brought me to Scotland and gave me the opportunity to speak over there, and people continue to follow.
That's awesome.
So I count it as an honor
Yeah.
that I said something.
Yeah.
So you would, Miss Sharon, just talk to the audience a little bit about yourself, like where you're from and stuff. Then we're gonna get into the show.
Sure. And thank you for having this show about an important issue, as you say, crime solvers, and inviting all of us to be a part of it. Judy, I've been around Tallahassee for at least 45 years, and in fact, Dr. Judy and her husband were some of the first people I met when I came here to Tallahassee. I am from Kentucky, cold Kentucky, and but I've been here. This is my home. Sometimes when I'm speaking to my daughters, I talk about where we're from, and they have to remind me. Said, "Mama, you from Kentucky? We are from Tallahassee, Florida." But Tallahassee has become my home because I've been here more than half of my life. And I came here in '78, and I worked for the city of Tallahassee. And I hope, and many of you know some of the work that I've done with the city of Tallahassee along the recruitment lines and the mayor's summit, from founder of the Summit for Race Relations, and just some of the work that we have done in what is now called DEI. So I was over that program for 33 years. And then after that, the day after I retired, I took this job here at what we know now is Crime Solvers, used to be Crime Stoppers. And it was available, so I took it. But I also took it for the reason, just as I know that my work at the city of Tallahassee was important work and valuable work. And I think I was good to it, and sure enough was good to me. I saw this opportunity here at Crime Solvers to do something worthwhile. And I hope all of us, when we're working, we're doing something, and especially after retiring, finding something worthwhile. I sure have found that in this organization. We'll talk more about that.
Wow, thank you, Ms. Sharon. Y'all, we got some powerful people here today. All right, Dr. May.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Judy, for having me. I'm really honored and blessed to be here. I am originally from Guntersville, Alabama, a small city close to Huntsville and Birmingham. I got my undergrad degree at the University of Georgia in Child and Family Development, and then continued my education at Auburn University, where I received both my master's and doctorate degree. My master's is in mental health counseling, and my doctorate degree is in counselor education and supervision. And shortly after that, I landed a job here at Florida State University, where I am now an associate teaching professor. And then I also do part-time private practice work here in the community.
And I'm sure y'all gonna want her number by the time she leaves here. And so if anybody go
Yes.
and you become her patient, y'all remember that it was me who recommended you. Especially if especially when you feel better, not if,
Yeah.
but when you feel better, because
I like
you are gonna feel better. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's good to have you here.
Yeah, thank you.
Darian, Mr. D.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he don't want to do much talking.
Not too much. But well, I'm Darian Davis, born and raised here in Tallahassee. One of those guys who, I don't know, when you have to grow and teach yourself how to be a man, you learn some things, you know, and you learn some rough things, some rough lessons. But God is gracious, and He brings us through those things, and you gain the wisdom from those things, and it leads you to do other things, to try to be a better influence. And that's just me. I had to learn that. I had a son, so I wanted to teach him what a man is, show him what a man is, how to conduct himself. And it led from that to link up to the community. I got friends, just like I had friends. Somebody got to be that voice. Somebody got to be that voice. And partnered with Miss Sharon a couple of years ago. We've been doing this thing together. You know, renaming things and everything.
There it is.
Thank you for having me part of that.
Oh, no. Thank you, Dan, for being a part of it. It really, really, really make a difference.
We need it.
Yeah.
We need it.
When they were saying that, remind me of Little House on the Prairie. Good night, y'all. No, thank you.
Right.
That was
Right,
cute.
right.
But we're gonna get started, and Darian just said, Miss Sharon, because all of you know, even Priscilla had put Crime Stoppers,
Right.
because that was everybody really knew it as.
Mhm.
But about 2 years ago,
Yes,
you changed the name.
yes.
What was behind the name change?
2 years ago, the 23rd, we changed the name, and I thank you for being there, and I thank Darian for being there when we did that. It was necessary because people was thinking, I'm the police, the organization is the police. We sounded like the police, Crime Stoppers, and our work is important. And if we want to get young people in particular involved with what we do and our mission and our goal and helping us, we need to change that name because the fact is people, for various reasons that we don't have to go into today, but we kind of know about some of that, don't want to report things that they know and crime and try to prevent a crime to police. One of the reasons is because when you do that, you will have to likely be a witness. And some people don't want to be witnesses,
Right.
but they want to get involved and report it. The other reason, they're afraid of retaliation, and just all the other reasons that they don't want to report to the police. So it was necessary to find a name that can rally people around our mission. See, the mission hasn't changed,
Okay.
just the name.
Yes, ma'am.
We needed to find a name that people can rally around and become a tipster should they need to be or want to be. In talking with young people, they said solvers. Because young people like solving puzzles and solving things, and maybe they're around. Now we even want to help solve a crime or prevent a crime. Solvers is just a play on, sometimes that's just a play on name, play on words, but it does resonate.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many people say, that's sure much better than stopper. Because I don't stop a crime, they don't stop a crime. That's law enforcement's role.
Right.
Find out and carve out a real role for us that we will come to. So that's why we changed the name to Solvers. But nothing else about our mission. The mission is the bottom line. We want to help. We want to be safe in our community. That's what law enforcement job is. So we want to help them, and we want to do it in a way where there's no recordings, no tracking. As we say, we only want your information, not your name. So that's where this whole solvers come from. So we hope that people will spread the word. It's not crime stoppers in the word, but in longer, but it's crime solvers.
So Miss Sharon, and y'all could chime in. Uh, I know the anonymous tip. Yeah, it's not supposed to. It's supposed to be anonymous, right? And so I've had people that say it's not anonymous. They're playing with us. Is it really anonymous?
As anonymous as can be. See, and that's why I don't tell people I don't guarantee it. I don't mean that in a way that there's a way, but we know there are hackers everywhere that do get into encrypted systems.
Okay.
All I can tell you is that nationally, this is a national organization. In fact, it's an international organization. I bet you Scotland has a crime stoppers.
Yes, ma'am.
They probably still call it crime stoppers over there. But all I can tell you is that you don't have a court case that you've ever seen a tipster be given up because we don't know who they are. I've seen where sometimes attorneys sometimes try to ask for information about it. So as anonymous as it can be, and we've been around in this town since '84. The organization nationally has been around since 1976. And I can tell you that if in fact the anonymous part of it was not effective, the organization wouldn't exist. Because no one, we can't say that's anonymous anymore.
Right.
So it is anonymous.
Right. That's right. I was just thinking about it. If it wasn't anonymous, or if people had to come forth, there was some type of trick to it, it wouldn't have been around this long. Because someone would have come forth and said, "Man, they lied."
Right.
Am I right?
Yeah.
They lied. It did happen. Do they get paid for real?
Now I'm so glad you feel it. That's so real because I get that too.
Yeah.
Oh man, don't nobody got any money. You're not supposed to know that, but I guess you know what I'm saying. But I do have the statistics, and I want to give it out because we pay a minimum of $500 to $5,000 for a tip, and we get tips every day. And some people think you get tips just on Friday and Saturday. We get tips every day of the week. Okay. In terms of that, we have most of our tips are in the 500 to we call it 999, right up to 1,000. Then we go to 1,000 to 2,500, and then 2,500 to 5,000. Most of the tips are in between 5 to 1,000, and it's primarily because they're just the low-level tip. But I can tell you, over the past 3 years, we have given out, I want to be very specific. Let me look, because I think that's such a wonderful question. The dollar amount of the tips you all, let's just talk about this year. We've paid out so far 16 tips in the 500 to 999, 13 tips in the range of 1,000 to 24 to 24.99. Does that make sense? And then the higher range, 7 tips. The total amount of tips we paid out this year so far is $52,000.
Wow.
And the severity of the tip determines the amount of the tip. That certainly makes sense.
Okay.
But look at that amount, 7 tips, that's been $2,400 up to $5,000.
Yeah.
So we do get tips in every range of a crime. On the top range, we're talking about shootings, murders, attempted murders, homeless. We get them. We do get tips in those areas. And we don't want your name, just your information. I think it's important to let you all know that our call center that receives the tips, that's in Texas. They're professional, it's a professional call center. They know how to ask you for information, and they will need for you to describe as much as you can. They don't be asking you about what you look like.
Okay.
You know, where they're not going to ask you a question that makes you think they're trying to figure out who you are. That's not important to us.
Okay.
Your information, not your name. That's important for people to know. And as we say, crime doesn't pay, but we do. And I just showed you that. Okay.
Don't do no crime around me.
I know that's right.
Right.
I'm gonna call in.
Right.
I'm gonna call in. But Darren, you mentioned something a few moments ago that your son has friends, just as you had friends. And sometimes this is my point of view, my thought. Sometimes younger people really don't want to tell or say anything to anyone about their friend, or if they saw anything. What would be your suggestion to the young people, or how important it is? And I think I heard you say that you were you became your own man. You taught yourself, and because of that, now you want to make sure that your son see an example of someone who have done some things, but learn from those things, and now you want to help them not do those things. Did I get all the things right?
Got all the things right.
And so you want to help. So what would be your suggestion to the young people and to those of us who are older, as far as relating, encourage them to call in, or even them helping to prevent crime?
Well, as the new slogan say, safety starts with us. You know, so it's our responsibility to ensure our future. You know, we can't. I was one who used to uphold those old cliches, just like the cliche about snitching right now. In our days, it was keep it 21. If you can't keep it 21, then we're gonna have to turn 12. Cause I ain't finna go down for your stuff. Accountability. See, we placed all these stigmas about that, remove the accountability factor.
Hold on, Dan. Keep it 21, or I'm going 12. I know what it means. But when you talk to those
Really,
folks,
because I've never heard it.
I said she don't know. But when you talk to all them older people who don't know,
I've never heard it.
because I'm old, but I know.
That means you be accountable for what you do. If this yours, you tell it. You got busted, you keep it 100, that is yours. Cause if it come down to me, I'ma tell and see it was a difference between snitching and telling. Snitching was bringing up, so I get it down and I bring up somebody who ain't got nothing to do with it, and telling about what they're doing. When telling is, you know you wrong, I'm finna sit in your face and let you know you wrong. That ain't mine, he know that's his, type of thing. It's a boldness with that, you know, and we can't keep carrying on that cliche of that snitching. It removed, like I said, accountability. And now we upholding the lifestyle where I'm supposed to do time for you and not keep my mouth, you know, and just keep my mouth shut when I ain't have nothing to do with this. And you know it was all you, and we both sitting here, and I'm supposed to just say I don't agree with that. You know, even when I was in the streets doing what I do, honestly, I wrote by myself. But I had friends, you know, I had homies who would do some things, but we knew what keeping it 21 was. If I got caught, I got caught. I did all this. Instead of trying to bring somebody else into it, or just, you know, it's no accountability. It's just, I do something and then it is what it is, but I can roll stones on anybody. And then we done let a popularity thing start playing into this factor now. You get what I'm saying? Now it's all right to tell on who got lower status or whatnot. You know what I mean? On the status thing. You want to save face with who's supposed to have status. And it's to me, it's the cause that led to the things that's going on now in the community.
Yeah.
Wow, so we got status, we got popularity, we got all of that going on that we really have to understand. Perhaps while some of the younger ones do not tell.
Mm-hmm.
But and you just said that they'll tell on the Lord, the ones that they think are lords in the
Yeah.
whole group. They're gonna tell on them, but they're not gonna tell on Scarface.
That part.
Wow.
Back to that. Go ahead.
No.
I had an attorney tell me, he said that snitching thing, he said criminals snitch on each other all the time to save
To
themselves.
save themselves.
That's just something they're trying to keep somebody from doing. But I say, let's change the S word from snitching to safety,
Yeah.
because we all really do want safety,
Right.
Right. And the criminal wants you to keep that snitching fit.
Mhm.
That's what they want to keep you down.
Well, you ain't
But
talking
it's
about.
really about, and the thing about using crime solvers, and I say that's your personal crime fighting tool, is we tell people now, we know it's real, snitching, retaliation is real. It does take courage, but make sure that you can do and report it in a way that no one would know that you're reporting.
Okay.
Don't put yourself out there if you think somebody knows that it's you, because only two of y'all in there.
Yeah.
We're doing it. But we say, be careful. And when you do get a little bit extra money that you're not used to having, and don't buy a new pair of tennis shoes too soon. When someone teased me like that, so told me that. We do need to be careful. We're not saying tell it, because we know that retaliation is real. And I want to make that clear from my point of view.
Yes.
But a crime, no matter how old it is, can be told. No crime is too old to be told.
I think
So
I
you
heard
may
you
not-
say that
yeah.
when
You may not be able to tell it when it just happened, but that's why I want Dr. Simone to be here today. Because when you holding on to some information like that, it's impactful, and she can go into all that.
Yeah, I was just about to ask Dr. May how mentally people in the community holding on to information and they know, but that fear, you because you don't know who's looking, you don't know what has been told, you don't know what's gonna happen to your family members. You just got all of that in your mind. So how does holding that really prevent us from the safety of reporting?
Yeah, it's a great question. And again, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be a part of Crime Solvers. I joined this initiative 2 years ago, I believe, just to bring that mental health aspect, because it's so important. I don't think that people think about that aspect as much because they're thinking they're keeping themselves safe by not saying anything. But in fact, it takes an emotional, physical toll on the body. You can imagine, like you just said, somebody walking around with a secret, knowing that they saw what happened, or knowing that they were the victim or and a survivor in some sense, but they're holding on to it, they're carrying. That creates a weight on the body. It increases a sense of fear. It increases a sense of isolation, because now I don't know who knows, or if I say something, what's going to happen. So I'm going to say to myself. So you're not in community anymore. You're not out. You're not maybe being as active. It also is creating issues for the community itself, because now somebody knows something that happened, but they don't know who did it. And so now I'm also saying to myself, I'm not going to go to my neighbor's house. I'm not going to talk to that person. And then over time, right, as you're sitting with that fear, that anxiety, that isolation, the depression even, right, of holding that, it's going to create physical complications for you. It can lead to high blood pressure, it can lead to other health issues. It just impacts the body. So I think, again, it's important to think about that also when we're thinking about safety, because when you let that go, when you release it, that's when your body can actually release some of that stress. It doesn't have to stay in that state of hypervigilance, of wondering and looking, and I got this secret I haven't told people. Your body can actually relax a little bit more, and you can begin to heal, not just from this event that happened, but you can go see someone like me, see a therapist, and actually work through that, whether you are the perpetrator, or the one who witnessed, or the one who was the victim. You can come and receive healing for that.
Holding things like that, holding I know Judy did this, but I'm
Mhm.
afraid to tell because Judy has friends and
Yeah.
maybe someone have done it. From your thoughts, do you think that will could contribute to other people becoming uh, crime, not victim, but committing crime toward others to build up some type of? Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, it's possible. You you see it all the time. We all see it. We speak about it, but it's not a topic of conversation as of right now. But as speaking of the mental health aspect of it, we think about things big picture, paint this picture. Kids in I can name Hollyfield, Sunrise Place. When you come through and they have the shootings, people doing drive-bys.
Mhm.
You got kids from 2, 3 years old outside to 17, 18 outside. You got a bunch of mothers. And this is becoming a regular thing in so many of our communities. Like, just think about how the gun violence and the things that we're seeing have normalized itself.
Right.
So when the kid has to grow up, with ducking bullets,
Mhm.
can distinguish at a young age in elementary school and hear a pop in the distance and know whether that's fireworks, gunshots.
Yeah.
You can identify those things. You're seeing bodies falling, and you seeing nothing being done about it. You're seeing this stuff happen all the time, and
Wow.
it's stuff on the news, but what just happened in my neighborhood ain't on the news,
Right.
and something drastic happened. And some of these kids seeing these things almost daily.
Yeah.
So you got to think of what that does to a child, and then the child who grows, because you stuck in this neighborhood or this community till you can make your way out. If mama can't,
Right.
you got to live with mama and her conditions. And so we're seeing all that stuff being normalized. We're seeing them take over the playgrounds to trap, and then they bring in all that stuff that comes with that lifestyle to where the kid's supposed to have a place of freedom, refuge, outlet, and things of that nature. So you can find in your mind now, you gotta pay attention to all the signs to even know when something finna happen to catch it early. You gotta be mindful of the younger siblings to keep them when something going on. You never know when something gonna happen.
That's true.
And you have to normalize that kind of atmosphere daily. It makes you careless
Yes.
to it. You
Yeah.
have no fear of those things,
Yeah.
and I'm just speaking from experience. You understand? And there's so many people who grew up like myself who still growing up. Those kids. That's the group of kids that I like to associate myself with because I know their pain. I know what they're going through. And it's hard because you're having to normalize it from such a young age. And so that will lead you to a product of my environment, as we like to say. You get what I'm saying? Because that's all you know. Then that's what's hyped. And then when you got all these disparities in those neck of the woods is a conversation for another day.
But it's real.
But when you have those disparities, and now the highlight of economic achievement that you want is the drug dealer.
Mhm.
Who you gonna look up to? What you gonna idolize? What are you going to gravitate toward? Now that's why it's so common for the shooting and all that to be cool in a sense. And now we're putting it in the media and all the videos, and it's a trophy to have a gun these days.
Wow.
Those are the things that we talking about mental.
Yeah.
See, those are the conversations that need to be held.
And just to say this, just last week, Dr. Judy, I was over at Griffin talking to about 70 middle schoolers that, we wanted to try to get to some folks, and 70 people, almost every student, let me just straight, they asked, how many of you heard gunshots in your neighborhood? And these were some select students that we want to catch because we know they're headed the wrong way.
Mhm.
Every last one of those students raised their hands, and I was shocked. I imagine your listening audience, because I guess because it's Tallahassee, don't believe that that's real. That what he just talked about, it was shown to me last week. Every last one of those kids raised their hand. And the question is this, you all. If we don't do something ourselves, see, the police can't be everywhere anyway,
That's right.
everywhere.
That's right.
You can't put enough cameras out.
Right.
But there are people everywhere,
Yes.
not police nor cameras.
Right.
The question becomes, what do we want to do about our own, in our own communities,
That's
to make it safe for me and that child?
That's right.
Safer, and it's a matter of us deciding or even being courageous to say,
That's right.
hey, I want to do something about it. And sure, you can call the police, you can talk to your preacher, you can talk to your teacher and counselors, but this is another tool. This is all we're offering.
Yes. Yes.
Another tool that is anonymous. We do pay rewards. If you don't want the reward, you don't have to take the reward. But you can make the call. And I'm gonna talk later about the process of making the call, but you just gotta decide, am I gonna try this? I don't say trust nobody, because you can't tell nobody these days to trust.
Right.
But you can say try us.
Right. Right.
And that's what I'm saying today.
I think we should. I think we should. Two things I want to mention. I was in Griffin. No, not Griffin. Joe Louis Street. 'Cause I like to go out to Joe Louis Street. But my sister's on here, and they don't like when I say this. But I always tell people I was a thug. They don't believe me. So my husband said I'm a wannabe thug. But when I grew up,
Yeah.
there was something about the project that I liked. I never was, my dad and my mom could not figure it out. Why do you like to hang out in the project? I found that there was a different type of community. They really stuck together. They fought each other, but when they finished, it was like you sit on the steps. My friends lived on the 3rd floor. They didn't have an elevator. You had to walk up the steps, and then the mom would make field peas with netballs in them. And I used to like that. But I learned too how to mash it up in the bowl. And then you sit out there and you eat. But it was a family type out there. And they protected each other. It was a community. And I met with Casey, the Boys and Girls Club with Casey, and we was out there. And I was talking to some, and this young boy said, I said, what are you going to do when he said, I want to be a gatekeeper? I'm a gatekeeper. I said, what's a gatekeeper?
Yeah.
The gatekeeper is the one who stands at the front of the project or the community, and they let you know, this is what I was told by the young man, that they let you know when the police is coming, or they let you know when things are out of order. And he told me, you only in here because the gatekeeper let you in here. And he keep letting you in here because he know your van. I said, well, what if I drive my other car? He said, then they're going to scoop you out and find out who that in that car and why you keep coming. I was like, really? And he said, that's what I want to be, because you get paid some good money. And they kept talking, Darius, and I said, what if I was going to bring in, some of y'all to talk to them. They said, oh, we ain't going to say nothing if you bring it in, because you done built that trust. You've been coming out here. But if you bring anybody else out here, if you take their phone out and take a picture, we ain't saying another word. I was like, really? They were like, right. They said, because if we keep talking, we're going to have to tell what we talked about when we leave out of here. I said, who are you going to have to tell that to? They said, the people who watching. I was like, well, who's watching? They said, the big man. Wow. And I was like, wow. And so I thought about it, and they say, if you see something, say something. But what if you don't know what you're seeing? How can you say something about that you don't know, you don't understand what you're seeing? So conversations like these help us to see, or at least get an understanding of what it looked like. Am I right?
Yeah. Or if it's normalized, like
Yeah,
you
because
just don't see it, you don't know because it's normalized. It feels normal. It feels it's how this is life. This is our culture. This is the way we live. This is how we do things.
That's why I'm glad you have Darren, you have mental health Cameron, and Sharon, because it's going to take somebody who's been there and know what to tell us to watch for. I think one of you mentioned about the isolation. They stopped pulling back from the community. They stopped doing the normal thing. These are kids, and then you got the mom. And they stopped, and then I think it's time to say something or look and see.
And that's why I truly, Dr. Judy, feel blessed to have Darren, as I call him personally my son, but when we on these shows, they're an ambassador.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for more ambassadors because your point is so well taken. They're not going to necessarily talk to me, and they not necessarily will hear it from me, but they will hear it from a Darren. And there are many other Darians out there that can help with this situation if they want to. You see, part of what I want to do, my message today, is to encourage everybody to do what you can and talk to who you talk to.
Yeah.
Be that at church, be that at work, be that your neighbor, be that in your neighborhood. Start talking anytime. We are always talking about, did you hear about that crime? As soon as you say the word crime, say crime solvers.
Yeah.
In terms of what we can do about it. This is about doing a better job at technically we call it reporting it. I'm gonna talk like they talk on the street, tell it. Because it's gonna keep going. Anything you really don't like and you want to stop, it ain't gonna stop till you say something and tell it.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's gonna keep going. Why shouldn't it?
Yeah.
But when you start telling them, some folks who want to be criminals and are criminals, they might be a little bit more careful about what they do, and they might even want to stop because they know that this is a reporting or a telling neighborhood, or group of friends. The only reason they telling is because of their own safety. First and foremost, as well as the safety of others secondary. And we ask that you look at it that way. That's real. That's why some people have gone on and keep doing what they're doing because they haven't been stopped yet.
That's right.
Exactly. Part of me feel like, honestly, that's where the community went array with everything that's going on. It's nothing that was said against wrongdoing. We grew up and everybody used to always say, you know right from wrong, don't you?
Right.
So we have to get back to that. Right is right, wrong is wrong. We've upheld so much wrong. We've upheld so much foolishness. We keep our mouth shut to so much. Now we have a community where the kids don't have respect for elders. Now everything is wide open and all they care about is holding up that phone, they're getting footage and trying to go viral. And then now we're seeing more of the fights going viral with our babies. And then you got stuff like our babies jumping on adults now, like the thing that just went viral like a week or two ago with the young lady and her kids who got jumped by the whole school or whatever, all those kids. Like, we're upholding too much, and that's where the aspect of safety is really compromised because nobody's standing up for what's right. Somebody got to be willing to stand up for what's right. Somebody got to be willing to say, we tripping out here, bro. You're going crazy. Somebody got to be able to do that. If we not, then our kids go keep idolizing more and more and more of the foolishness. And we go keep going left. And that isolation go continue to cause us as a people to continue to separate. And it's so hard to get back to that unity that we had that got us the powerful spots we got now.
And as they're saying safely, what I'm hearing too, it doesn't matter what side of the neighborhood you're from.
No.
Because if your kids have friends from a 2-parent home, I want, because they keep saying the safety, you got to say something. It's for all of our houses. It's for all of our homes, for all of our parents, for all of our children. So eventually, little Johnny, who wasn't brought up with gun violence, they heard the fighting and all of that, but they become friends with little Jimmy, and little Jimmy heard it, but little Johnny got to be cool. And so next thing you know, in your house.
Mm-hmm.
And what you say, I ain't raised him like that. Well, most parents didn't. But mentally, little Jimmy got to do something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think about that. We talk about say something or the secrecy. I think about like when it comes to adults or caregivers who are in the people who are in the kid's life. What type of example are you setting? Are you creating this unspoken or even spoken rule that we don't share stuff, we don't say stuff. You keep the family business in the family. You don't tell what's happening in here. And whatever it's about, I mean, it could be about something small, it could be about something larger, something that happened. But in a sense, you're communicating something to that child, to that individual, that's don't tell. Keep it a secret. I mean, it could be anything from abuse to somebody took a piece of candy from the store, but don't put it away. Don't say don't. And you're communicating that. So then you grow up thinking this is what we do. This is what I'm supposed to do. I shouldn't tell. I can't tell.
And I'm loving that we're bringing in different crimes. We've been talking a lot about them shootings and gun violence. Yes. But you know, a crime, there are lots of other crimes, especially this time of year. One of the things I want to bring out, domestic violence.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Yes.
Because of the pressures of the Christmas and all of that.
Yes.
And they're seeing that too. And that's a crime too.
Yes.
Human trafficking.
Oh.
You know, I'm just trying to raise some crimes that's going on that we don't necessarily, sometimes even think about it necessarily like that. We certainly don't think about reporting it.
Yeah.
But any crime
Any crime
is what we want to deal with, that children are seeing that's not good and getting bad understanding about, because we're letting it go on.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to make sure we understand. We talking about the whole range.
All crimes.
Yes.
All crimes, because children act out what they see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a daycare. Not only daycare, we used to have one little guy. He used to come in fighting everybody, but then one day he hit this little girl.
She hit him back.
Woo! Oh, she not the stupid. And he had to hit anyone. He's going on now, but he had to hit anyone. And you know what she told him? I know how to fight too.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I know how to fight. She said, I see it. I know how to fight. Hit me again.
Mm-hmm.
She was 4.
Mm-hmm.
She said, hit me again. And another little boy said, yeah, hit me again. They hit me no more. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, how do we handle this?
Yeah.
His daddy came. I told him, if anybody hit him, I said, you got to treat him, teach a little different. Teach that, but teach as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can't pass the first day because somebody else got their daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Told them to hit back. So with us discussing all of this, Ms. Sharon, give us the process. Want them to understand how do I report? What do I say? What is the process?
There are 3 ways to report. We have a call, call it in, 850-574-TIPS, which is 8477. But guess what? Most of the tips are coming through our P3 mobile app. Either they're just going to the app, which is on our website, and there's some of them are downloading it. I'm just shocked that is the way most tips are coming in. I don't know what that suggests.
That's where we are now.
That's just where we are. That's what it suggests.
That's true, yeah.
And they don't. So remember, P3 mobile app, website, or call it in. When you call it in, I'm asking that you be as descriptive as you can about what's happening, because sometimes we don't have enough enough description of the perpetrator, okay, and when and time and any of those things. So describe what you saw. So you call it in, you give a description of it is, and at the end of that first call, you're gonna get a code. That's your first code.
Okay.
That's what we talking about. Yo, you can tell it and just be confidential about it. You can't call in a tip and tell everybody else you call Crime Solvers. Keep it to yourself. Now you're gonna get a number because you're gonna need that number in order to pick up the reward. That's the first thing you're going to get when you call it in, or you go and the mobile app. Then they're going to give you a code, and they're going to give you another phone number that is confidential, is scripted, is anonymous, because you need to call back and tell to check on, did your tip lead to an arrest or prevent a crime? If it did, you're gonna get the second code, okay? Then you're gonna be told where to go pick up your reward, okay? I'm not gonna tell you about that part of it,
Okay.
okay? But then you go, you pick it up, it's cash, okay? And so that's pretty much the process, is that you can just, you call it in. I mean, you get two codes, excuse me, that's what I'm really trying to say, and then you can pick it up. Sometimes it takes, this is the crime solvers part of it. My partners in this, you all, is law enforcement. I am not law enforcement. The organization is not made up of law enforcement, but we have to have law enforcement because we don't arrest or do any investigation. That's their job. That's my partners in that sense. And you are my partners in the other sense because we all are crime solvers. We stand in the middle to help you, get information that you need to have help with stopping to the police. And police need you to, have report things that you see. So we just stand in the middle of all of that.
You're like the bridge.
Of the bridge.
You're the bridge.
And it goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that, Judy, because I think that people do think we're the police and we're helping the police. No, we're helping everybody, especially ourselves. And this crime solver's name is about, we got a role to play. We got that accountability that Darren talked about, that we must take up the mantle and do it. That's why I say we're your tool to report crime. If you want one, you've got one. And it's a good way to do that. So that's basically the process.
Wow, this has been absolutely fantastic. I'm not ready to stop because it seems like I got a bunch more questions. And I'm sure that you all, but they will be back. They will be back. We'll bring them back several times in 2026 so you can, and we will have it ready. You can call and ask questions and everything. We really want to push this because we're seeing too much crime in our neighborhood. We're just seeing too much. Old people scared to sit on the porch.
Yeah.
And that ought not to be. My neighbor told me she feels safe when me and my husband home. She's an elderly white woman. And it used to be all elderly white people who live around us. And they told us they feel safe when we're home. And I told them I feel safe when they're home. For real.
Absolutely.
We helping each other.
Yeah.
And that's what we ought to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we ought to be. And so that's what crime solvers is all about. It's more than about catching criminals.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I see.
Yes.
It's a social contract that we will help send a message to the criminals that this community will not tolerate, will not be quiet, and we tell the victim that their pain is not forgotten.
There we go.
So that's what I see you all too. I'm a crime solver. So if she get a shirt, I'm gonna get one.
Yeah.
But we're crime solvers because we got to help each other. And y'all doing this time right here, as Ms. Sharon mentioned, we got domestic violence. Our children, they're gonna be home more. That's a high time of abuse and neglect, fighting, stealing, and everything. There's a lot of stealing in Walmart, and Target, and wherever else you go.
And your porch.
Who?
Yeah.
And on your porch.
Oh, and on the, y'all better get some cameras to tell Amazon to bring them when you're home, because all that's got. But tell it. I think that's what I heard. Tell it.
Yep.
So we're prepared. Man, this out about fast. Darren, give me a minute or two. Then Dr. May, then Ms. Sharon, you close it out.
All right.
Talk to people.
All I want to say is, Our safety is our responsibility. Our kids' safety is our responsibility. It takes a village, and we have to be that village. That's what kept the crime down back in the days. That's what's going to bring it back down nowadays. So I advise all of us to take responsibility over our community and let's stop this crime. See something, say something,
Do something.
do something.
Call Crime Solvers.
All right. That's a commercial right there, Miss Sharon.
That sounded good.
I like it.
That sounds good. And y'all remember she got that right here on
Yeah, I agree with that too. And I would like to just add that there you can feel free and you can feel true safety by saying something, by making the tip, taking that step. Just try Crime Solvers. You don't have to do it alone. There's community, there's Crime Solvers, there's the police again that's partnering with Crime Solvers. And then you have people in the community, people in this room, Derry and myself, who are willing to walk with you in that, whether you're a youth, adolescent, adult. You can come have someone walk with you as you process that, as you work through it. You sit with the fear, you work through all of that. You don't have to do it alone. So say something and then seek help. You have community, you have support.
Miss Sharon.
Hope is not enough. I hope that this go away. I hope we could, it's just not enough. You know, some solutions for fighting crime has to come from within us. And that's our message for today. Try us. It is anonymous. Make sure that you are telling others and encouraging others. And that's my main message. Let's encourage one another. You know, that's always been part of how we got through. Because we were encouraging one another to do whatever that thing we needed to do to overcome and get past. So encourage one another and be safe and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. God bless you.
Miss Sharon, I was gonna ask she done closed the show now.
Well, you told me to have the
I
last
did tell you, but I mean from the guest point.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Y'all can tell she's the little bossy candidate. Y'all better tell her. Miss Sharon, how can they contact you? The website? I mean
The website to make a tip
or if they
or just the organization?
Just the organization.
The organization, the website is see, I don't even say it that much. The website is Big Ben. Now my emails, the website is BigBenCrimeSolvers.org. I have to think about that, okay? And our phone numbers 850-222-0890. That's the office number, not the tip line. And don't leave no tip on the office because see you that way because that office number is not secure.
See, y'all
So don't leave no tip on that office.
That's only if you want to contact Crime Solvers. If you have a question for Miss Sharon.
But the website is Big Ben at bbcrimesolvers.org.
Okay, and I'll put that on my website, and you'll have all that on there, so you'll be able to contact them if you want. Dr. May, how may they get in contact with you if they need a private session?
Yes, ma'am. So you can email me at Simone at drsbtherapy.com. That's Simone at drsbtherapy.com.
Ms. Darian?
linkuptally@gmail.com.
And I will put all this on my website so you all will have it. It'll also be on the Real Talk with Judy Facebook and Instagram page because we want to do this thing together. And with all of us working, all of you working, we're going to have safe community. It may not happen tomorrow. Then again, it may. We won't know if you don't say something. All right? Hey, join me tonight in Bible study at 7:30 on the website. Okay, my son is he teaching Bible? He's teaching Bible study tonight. Elder Witherspoon. So we want you all to join us. We're gonna be good. We have a great time to get to ask questions, give your opinion and all that. And then join me this Sunday at 11 a.m. for our Christmas program, I believe. I believe that we're gonna have a celebration of our Christmas, and we are excited about that. That started at 11 a.m. And you all can always get I think everybody should get this book for Christmas, is to show up for you. Show up for you. That's what Crime Stoppers say. They say, you ain't having my neighborhood, my grandmama, my mama, my auntie, and me gonna sit on the porch. So show up for you and say something to Crime Solver. That's real talk.
Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with